Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Free Daily Coaching. It is May 28th, so almost the end of May. Can you believe that we are literally almost into the 6th month of the year? It seems like it's been flying by. What an amazing year 2014 has been so far, and I'm looking forward to how we're going to develop 2014 for you, your business, and how we're going to rocket you into the next goals and dreams that you have for yourself in the rest of 2014. So good morning and welcome. My name's Bert, and I'm here at freedailycoaching.com. Excited about a call. Now, last week, we talked about having someone come out and share with us. And if he shows up this morning, I'm definitely going to bring him over. And really, it was my bad on dropping the ball, and I should have scheduled that. And we kind of did it freelance, and it was just a big week. It was a really big week over the last 7 days. As many of you know, we here at Free Daily Coaching, we're promoting an event, a live 100-day challenge, and it's just been an exciting week. It's been an exciting week because we promoted a challenge. We did some really big things. We helped a lot of people, and what was really exciting was there was a contest. And along the way, we were waiting to find out about that contest. So I'm going to bring someone over. Phil, I'm going to bring you over. And so I should have gotten that scheduled ahead of time. So hopefully Mr. Phil is able to join us this morning. I tried to bring him over. And the reason that I wanted to bring Phil over, and sorry for my digression there, I wanted to give you guys some backstory there, so you knew. I wanted to apologize so you knew why I was a little unprepared. Is that we had so much going on that I literally just let it slide through the cracks. We have definitely have something prepared for you this morning, and now that good morning to everyone. Now that I saw that Phil was here, hopefully he'll be able to pop over in just a minute here. So. Great story that Phil had shared with the group last week, just a little bit about how he was able to literally go and speak with some gentlemen that were just working right in his local vicinity. And so, I don't want to. My dogs are going crazy there. I don't want to share his story and give the wrong details. So what we're going to do is we're going to literally bring Phil out. We'll have him share that story. And so just before we start that and before I introduce you guys to Phil, I want to say good morning and welcome to each and every one of you. Whether you're here live on the webinar or maybe you're one of the participants that likes to watch each morning from YouTube or Google+, I'd like to welcome each and every one of you. I appreciate the time that you spend with us every single morning, Monday through Friday, when we do this call. It's our goal to bring you massive value, to keep it fresh and new while still covering the basics each and every day. Why? Well, so we can provide a place for new people to come and learn, for people that have some experience to gain that consistency and start becoming leaders and doing some training and sharing and creating this micro platform that we can launch off of, right? It's like the Free Daily Coaching is like a way station. So good morning and welcome to Miss Karen up in Canada. Good morning, Clive out in Florida, Mr. Tom and Mr. Robert, our West Coast reps. So Robert down in the San Diego area, Tom up near the LA area. Good morning, Debbie down in Arizona. Good morning, Mrs. Mupo down in Tejas, one of our Texas reps. And what I'm excited about is I'm excited to introduce you to a gentleman that I recently, I would say it's probably been just maybe over a month now that I've been able to start working with Phil. And what really excites me about working with Phil is he had a story. He came to me one day when we were talking, and he's like, yeah, man, I recently just quit my job, right? I'm going full time. And I was like, wow, that I could totally relate. And by now, a lot of you guys know, my story and, the journey that I took, and it was so similar. And so I got excited because I was talking to someone else that seemed like well, first of all, was a guy, so I was like, all right, there's check one, right? We're both guys. Two, he was from Minnesota. That's fun because my wife is from there, right? Three, he told me he quit his job. He was going full time. I was like, wow, right? So now all these things start to line up. I got excited. Why? Because it reminded me of myself. I was like, wow, I did that. I did what Phil's doing. I remember doing exactly that. Now, I probably didn't plan it out quite as good as Phil. Mine was a little kind of like freestyle. The point is, when we start working with like-minded individuals, right? When we start really connecting with different people and finding where our commonalities are, it's really powerful. And over the last month, Phil has really just taken it to a whole nother level, literally from going from a part-time job or from a part-time marketer standpoint to just being like jumping in and being full-time to just starting to create massive content, talking to people, having conversations, inviting people, really becoming an active member of his business. So those are the reasons that I'm so excited, Phil. I'm excited for you. I'm excited to see what's in store for you. And I'm really excited because last week you mentioned something and I said, hey, let's have you out next Wednesday to share about that. So without me blowing up your whole entire story, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, how you jumped into this, and then tell us about this story that you mentioned last week.
All right. Well, let's see, about a year and a half ago or so, I started kind of dabbling in network marketing. I came across actually a brick and mortar store in my area here in Minneapolis area, and it's kind of a network marketing company storefront, and kind of got to be friends with the guys and hung out with them and found out about a little bit about what they were doing and really became interested in the business. But what I actually liked was the part that I liked was the internet side of it. I had recently, not too many years ago, went back to school and finally got my degree. Been in the printing industry for close to 30 years, and finally went back and got my degree while I was still employed full time. And it really got me thinking that I had a little more talent in things that I didn't think I did earlier. The school thing really got me kind of flowing, and became kind of really interested in internet marketing. Actually took some internet marketing classes in my business degree, and really liked it. Connected with quite a few people online, and started a blog. And I wasn't making any money, but then I started selling some affiliate products and different things like that. But I wasn't making, a lot of money or anything. But I knew that with the hours I was working and what I wanted to do online, it was gonna be hard to do. It wasn't necessarily, one wasn't helping the other, I should say. But in that whole time last year, got engaged last Christmas, and then my employer decided they were going to change their hours, and I was actually going to go to 12-hour shifts at night the day, 2 days actually after I actually got married. So it was April 6th. My employer decided to change our schedules, and I was going to have to go to 12-hour shifts working at night, which my wife was like, oh, this is not good. And, just getting married, we didn't want to spend our time not seeing each other, because that's what would have happened. So, but I was kind of ramping up from right around, I don't know, late fall, early winter of last year. I was really ramping up, got another blog going, started dabbling in some things. Then I came across MLSP, got involved in that, and the world, actually, it was just like, wow, I really got a lot of things opened up for me. But the big thing that I think really made me think that it was possible to do was not that my employer kind of really gave me no choice, and they did, but I thought, this isn't going to work, was the fact that I knew there was other people having success, and I knew that I could do this. I think I had the capabilities of learning more, and that's what the school thing did for me, but it really came evident that yeah, this is definitely going to something that I want to do, and I knew that I had to hook up with certain people, though. I knew I had to get involved more than I was, and I think that was the key. That was the real key, and that's why my wife and I decided, well, you know what, it's time to do this. It's time to, let's take this full time and see where it goes. And as you can see, I'm all in the challenge, and I'm I'm raring to go. Thanks to Bert. Bert's gave me a lot of help. So, I think the encouragement and the leadership that the community that I'm in and some of the people that are in it really drive me to be successful. I know there's a lot of people that are still working another job and maybe can't focus, and that's what I find out with a lot of people that I interact with is that, there's not enough hours in the day and this and that, and I understand all that because I did that. And I wouldn't advise people to just say, okay, I quit and then go full time like maybe I did. but hey, it's as long as you're connecting and as long as you're following paths that other people have done, I think you can be successful in this. Doing it yourself, that's not a good idea, I don't think.
I was muted.
There you
absolutely. So sorry. So Phil, tell us. We have about 10 minutes here, and
all right.
What we do on Words Wednesday. I mean, we have a little bit more than that. We probably have a little bit, about 15. But we want to make sure that everyone has time to get from here to wherever else they're going. So. Yeah. On Wednesdays, a lot of times what we do is we have Words Wednesdays, right? So we talk about words that we should be including into our daily speech. Sometimes we talk about words that we want to eliminate. Sometimes we talk about prospecting. I think maybe 2 weeks ago, right, we did a live call. Remember that, where I took that call, which was amazing, by the way, guys. If you didn't see that call, you can go back. We did that call. That lady ended up becoming a member of My Lead System Pro. She's now doing the 100-day challenge with us, and is probably going to be joining our home-based business. All why? All because I got a weird phone number. I saw a weird number I'd never seen before that was calling me, and to me, that's exciting. When I see a number that is calling that I don't know, I'm like, ooh, who could this be, right? Like, who's calling me? So we always do Words Wednesday, and last week when we spoke as a group, Phil mentioned that he had no fear. And I can tell you he had no fear because when you hear the story and who he was speaking to, you're going to be like, really? Is that what I'm supposed to do? I'm not suggesting that you do what Phil does. What I'm suggesting is that we all have fears and reservations. We all have challenges to overcome. And whatever that looks like for you as an individual, are you ready to do what you know, what you feel it? You can feel it inside. Are you willing to do those things that make you a little bit uncomfortable, to step through those fears, to do something different today so that tomorrow you can live an amazing, different life, something totally different? Are you willing to do what others won't do today, right? What they don't do now, are you willing to do that so you can live the life that they won't be able to live later? Only you'll be able to live it because only you will have done it. So Phil, you talk to some people that some people would be like, wow, how did you talk to them? What did you say? How did you do it? What was the thought process, right?
You're
so
right.
Tell us what happened, because this is a great story.
I can't remember what day it was last week, but depending on the weather around here, there's a lawn service crew of guys that come around here during the week and don't just do my property, but they do the whole development. And if it's nice out here in Minnesota, which it's starting to get nicer now, they're coming around more often now. So I have the windows open, and it's not hot enough to have the air on or anything, so I can hear them guys outside. So I'm sitting here working one day last week, and I thought I got to run out and get the mail. So I run outside, and I heard them going, and I knew they were out there, and they don't park. They park their vehicles not too far from my driveway, and so I thought, oh, those guys are they're here again, because they weren't coming that much because of the weather. And as I was going to go out the door, I thought, you know what? These are a bunch of young guys. They might have some interest in what I'm doing here. So I came back in, grabbed a few business cards, walked outside, and chatted with them a little bit while they were loading up their trailer with their mowers and stuff. And they had just started loading it up. So I stopped, talked to them for probably 30 seconds, just said hi and talked about the weather a little bit. And then I walked to my mailbox, which is about 50 feet farther, got my mail, come back, and so I stopped again, and I'm talking to them a little bit. And they were talking about how some days when the weather is really bad, they got to cancel everything, and then the next day they got to work, 12, 14, 16 hours, whatever it takes. And they said, yeah, that's kind of the way it goes. We don't really, we might get time off because it rains, but then the next day we got to make it up. And I said, hey, I got something that you guys might be interested in. And it's like, oh, okay. I talked to them a little bit about, I told them I work from home, and I'm an internet marketer, and everything I do is based out of my house. And I said, you guys familiar with any of that? And one guy said, oh, I got a friend that's done some of that, but I don't really know much about it. So as I was handing him my business card, I just kind of gave him a little synopsis of what I do, and if they would be, interested in finding out more about it. And of course, these three young guys were like, yeah, absolutely, and especially the guy that said he had a friend that had done something like that. He wasn't sure what, but they all stopped what they were doing, came right over to me. I handed them my business card, and I got an email on there. They can send it right to me immediately. They'll automatically get, the autoresponder, get an email right back to them. And I told them, I said, you send an email right there, you'll get another email, pretty quick. So you'll get some information right away. And like I said, I just, it was maybe, I don't know, a couple-minute conversation. They were working. I didn't really want to interrupt them too much, but yeah, they were all over it, and which I had a feeling they would be, and since they work long hours, and I know that being young guys, I don't think that that's their lifelong goal was to mow people's lawns, but yeah, just I don't know, just guys that I see around here once in a while, and nothing too tough, I didn't think.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's just a great example of being able to, first of all, you identified something. You thought to yourself, like, hey, I don't think these dudes, like, this was their main goal was to mow lawns for 14 hours a day all summer, right? And
right.
So based off of that, you're like, yo, they would probably be interested in doing something where they could make a couple extra bucks and not have to work as much. Yeah. And so just based off of that thought, you're like, hey, I can go and share this with them. Yeah. Amazing, incredible story to be able to share with everyone, Phil, about literally the thought process of identifying a challenge, you have a solution, and then going and presenting that and asking them, hey guys, what's up? Like, how you doing? It's not like some weird conversation, and then asking them, hey, right, you guys ever heard of this? Is that something you'd be interested? And then, hey, would you even be interested in it?
Right.
And then when they were, yes, like, okay, well, here's some information. Here's how you can get a hold of me. Phil, it's a great story. I think that the takeaway here is the mindset, the thought process here in which you were able to identify a challenge that these guys had or that something, a solution that you had, something that you thought could improve their quality of life, something where you could go and be of service to them, and that was so key. I would suggest, Phil, that you could continue to do that. And what if you even added something in? What if I could, would you give me your permission today now, Phil? Now that you asked those guys for permission for you to help them, would you give me, sir, your permission to tell you, or not tell you, give you a couple ideas that I think could even boost what you just did?
Absolutely.
What if, Phil, what if the next time when you go to give them your business card, what if you ask them for their information right there?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Because now you're not leaving it up to them to get a hold of you. You could reach out, right?
Yep.
So a couple ideas. What if you handed them your business card, but what if you had another business card out and you were like, what was it, Frank? Frank, what's your contact? Do you have a good email that I could just shoot you over my details? Or I could shoot you over a text later?
Right.
To make sure I get you all this? And then they'll probably just say, yeah, here. Or instead of giving them your business card with the email that they could then go and they can email you and maybe they're going to get on your list and who knows, what if right there you said, hey guys, really quick, I know you guys all got your phones on you real quick, so let's just, listen, I don't want to waste your time. Just like you said, you didn't want to waste their time. They were busy. They were working.
Right.
You knew that. What if you just told them, hey guys, pull out your phones real quick. Everyone grab your phone, just real quick, grab it, hit the little envelope deal, whatever you're using, Gmail, email, Yahoo Mail, whatever, right? Grab your mail real quick, open it up, and send me an email. Send me a blank email to whatever your list name is at your email, and boom, they're signed up right to your list. Now you got them on your email list, and now that you can communicate with them regularly. Right? Or even if you don't know how to do all that, you're like, I don't have an email list. How do I do it? Just tell them to send an email just with their subject line as their first name to your personal email. Tell them, hey, send me an email. Pull out your phone real quick. Put your name in the first, as the subject, and just shoot me an email real quick to organicbert@gmail.com or minnesotaphil@imawesome.com, right? And they're like, oh, okay, send it over to Minnesota Phil. And then that way you can capture their information right there on the spot. Because that's what this is really all about, right? It's about connecting with people, which you did. You wanted to capture their information, right? You want to be able to, because once you capture their information, you can communicate with them, right? And then the last one is then you can, is that then once you communicate, you can close some kind of deal. You can close either a sale with them. Maybe you're going to close, and when I say close, I mean sometimes it's closing a loop. Maybe it's a communication loop, and this guy was looking for a super protein shake for his wife, and you're like, oh, I don't do protein shakes, but hold on, let me tell you about my buddy. And you close that loop by sending him to your buddy. Maybe it's someone that was looking for some training in social media, and you're like, oh, well, I don't, what kind of training? Maybe they wanted paid advertising, and maybe, like for me, let's say, I'll use myself, I would say, oh, well, I don't do that type of social media strategy, but I have some training. And so maybe the closed loop was, here, let me give you this free training, you can check this out and see if this is something that might be of value to you, right? So that fourth C. So you did the first parts of the C's, Phil, to a T, with, like, literally with perfection. So now imagine if you can add those second two components in, right? If you could start communicating with these guys, because now it's kind of up to those guys to communicate with back to you.
Yeah.
Have you, and have we, if we all add that step in with collecting their information, then we can communicate with them back regularly. So I would suggest that what you did was spot on, 100%, like you were rocking it. And now to take it to the next level, Phil, take it to that next level and ensure you, because this is your business, and you definitely wanted to help these guys. You want to make sure that you can communicate with them, and hey, check this out. Think of it like this, Phil. You already know they're busy. You know they're tired when they're done. You knew that going in. So if you know that going in, eliminate any of the resistance, eliminate that stress for them, take that away from them. They're tired, bro. They're not going to remember. It's not because you don't have something awesome. It's not because, Phil, you didn't carry the message great enough or you weren't powerful enough. You did everything that you could do, but you already told us in the beginning, these guys are working 12, 14 hours a day, and that's a long, hard day. That's out in the sun. They're coming home. Let's be real. Let's be real. They're probably coming home tired, sitting down on the couch, cracking a few beers, and calling it a day, right? They probably watched America's Got Talent, watched some dudes with hula hoops or fire breathers or jumping dogs or something, had a few brews, and crashed because they got to get up and do it again today, right? So you weren't high on their priority list. Sending you that email wasn't the top thing, right? And guess what? Your business card was in their back pocket. When they sat down in the truck, their soda spilled, and all the ink bled. They can't even read it now, right? And it's not your fault. And they wanted to call you, but now they don't know how to get a hold of you. So this way, you ensure that you take the hard part of the work out of the game for them, so they don't have to do it. They don't have to think about it. You do it right there, you capture that information right away, boom. Now you can communicate with them just like everyone else on your list. Does that make sense, Phil?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Awesome. Well, thank you for letting me share that. That was a great nugget that I learned along the way. The pull out your phone, send me an email right now. I learned that from Diane Hockman. You know, that's it, you know, like straight up. I go to this Tuesday afternoon webinar every single Tuesday. It's at 3 o'clock Eastern. If you want to find it out, go to my website, go to Free Daily Coaching, go somewhere, BurtBledsoe.com, and, you know, look on my website. You'll see where I'm at on Tuesdays. That's where I go. This is one of the things I learned there. When you go out and meet 10 people a day and you start doing this, all of a sudden your email list grows and grows and grows. Instead of thinking, oh, I got 2 people on yesterday, but 3 people unsubscribed, every day it's getting bigger and bigger. Imagine if all 10 people that you met, Phil, were on your email list every day. That starts to get powerful. And you're on the road, sir. So congratulations. You did a phenomenal job. What you did was so out of the box and so probably atypical for what you would normally do that I wanted to celebrate that and showcase that this morning so that other people could see how simple it really is. It doesn't have to be like weird, like creeping up to the guy in the grocery store line, right?
Yep.
So thank you for sharing, Phil. Super awesome. Definitely want to hear more stories from you. I know that you are one of the 100-day challenge participants, so really looking forward to what this next 100 days is going to bring for you. And thank you for coming out and sharing with the rest of the group and those that are watching on YouTube and Google+, your journey and your experience.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it. You know, I try to, you know, I don't always get out of the house every day, but now that it's nicer outside, I do, you know, make purposeful treks to the store or to whatever, and I try to talk to one person a day if I can, you know, outside of who I talk to online. So.
Awesome. Well, I think it's a great thing to do, especially when the weather's nice. Like you said, there's no reason to not get outside and go talk to your neighbor, right? Like go say hi to a neighbor, take a walk and say hi to the person that's walking their dog. Smile. You know what I mean? You never know. You just don't know who's going to come across your path. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that a guy from Minnesota that was been in the printing industry for 30 years was going to start working with a goofy guy out in Colorado that had been working in the medical field, right? Working for a chiropractor for the last 4 years. Before that, had literally a career as a chef, and before that, as a young man. I'm kind of getting old now. As a young man working in my family industry and doing massive construction projects. Whoever thought? I never thought I was going to work with a guy in Minnesota that was into printing, right? I never thought that. But guess what? You never know who's going to come across your path.
Exactly.
And you exemplified that this past week, Phil. So thank you so much for taking action and being an example of what we can do, Phil. Thank you for doing that.
Oh yeah.
Guys, thank you all for being here at freedailycoaching.com. If you want to connect with us more, you can always find more information, like I mentioned, at freedailycoaching.com. If you want to find Phil, go ahead and put over in the chat. Go out and type out your full name or put on your Facebook thing, your Facebook page. Guys, if you want to connect with Phil, and you haven't yet, you should be Phil's friend because he's a fun guy, and obviously he's doing doing things in his business that are working. So go find him on Facebook, friend him on Facebook, subscribe to his YouTube channel, watch his fan page, click on his tweets and his Vines and his Instagram, Pinterest posts, all of it, right? Go connect with Phil and extend your network, right? You never know how you and Phil may connect. So thank you all for taking a few moments of your morning to start with us here at Free Daily Coaching. Thank you again, Phil, for contributing this morning and showing up, taking massive action, and thank each and every one of you for the work that you're doing today. On a side note, for all of you doing the 100-Day Biz Builder Challenge, there's 3 assignments, and I'm looking forward to doing each and every one of them. Take before and after pictures, guys. It's no fun when you just take the after picture and we see that you did everything. It's a lot more fun when we see the befores too. And I can tell you I know Phil's taking action because I see a broom handle behind him in the picture. I can literally see a broom or a mop, so there's some cleaning going on over there. And when you guys see, literally, I don't know if I can do it with the desktop. We'll see here. When you guys, it's so gross. When you guys see the pile, literally the pile of stuff that's on the side of my floor, look at that, guys. Like, there's so much stuff. There's boxes. I got, like, cardboard boxes that I kept that I started keeping stuff in. So I got, like, little, like, trinkets. I got, look at this, guys. I have a book. This is a book with just papers, right? I've got, like, my taxes are sitting right here. I've got another pile of papers, right? Look. Here's a pile of papers. So I've got stuff too, and this is a time where we go for it. We take action in our business. So for all of you guys doing the 100-Day Biz Builder Challenge, go get it. Get your assignments done. Do before and after pictures, right? Make it fun. We all know that we all have challenges and we all fall behind, right? I know that every single piece of laundry isn't always clean. Every dish isn't clean. Everything's not always done, so this is an opportunity for us to go get it cleaned up, get ready to rip it. So thank you guys. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, here at freedailycoaching.com.